Hello, this is review 8 for the chapter 8 test. This will be in 3 parts. This will be part 1 of the 3-page review sheet. Let's start with the always, sometimes, never. Number 1, 2 hexagons are congruent, then they are similar. Well, you notice in the congruent piece the similarity symbol, so that answer becomes always, because if two things are congruent, they have to be the same shape and the same size to be similar. 2. The ratio of two corresponding diagonals of two similar polygons are equal to the ratios of a pair of corresponding sides. That answer is always, because you know that corresponding angles need to be congruent. When they're in a ratio, the ratio of perimeters is equal to the ratio of sides, and the ratio of diagonals has to be the same. Number 3, if two hexagons are similar, then they are congruent. Not necessarily, but they could be. You could draw exactly the same, so that answer becomes sometimes. 2 isosceles triangles are similar if a base angle of one triangle is congruent to the base angle of another triangle. That means you have two triangles, you know they're isosceles to begin with, and then you have one of the base angles, so you'd have a second base angle also congruent. So by angle-angle similarity, these two would be. So that answer is always. Number 5, if two hexagons are regular, then they are similar, because the word regular, you know it's equiangular and equilateral. So this answer is also always. Two isosceles triangles are congruent if the vertex angle of one is congruent to the vertex angle of another. So you have two isosceles triangles, and the vertex angle on top is congruent. So by side angle side similarity, these would also be similar. So always. Two hexagons are equiangular, then they are similar. You have to go with sometimes, because it doesn't say regular, or it would also need to say equilateral for it to be always. Number 8, two right triangles are similar if the legs of one are proportional to the legs of the other. So you knew you have two right triangles. The legs are proportional. So by the side angle side similarity again, these two would be always similar to each other. 9, if two triangles are equiangular, they are similar. This is always, because equiangular triangles are equilateral, and you know all the sides are proportional, so they have to be the same type, because it says triangles, not up here where it says hexagons. Okay, it's just saying it's a six-sided figure, where triangles, you know, are the least amount of sides a figure can have. Two polygons have the same perimeter. They are similar. Well, it says polygons here, so you can have the same perimeter, but be actually different figures. So what I'm referring to is different shapes. So this answer is similar. Number 11, it's a proportion, so you cross multiply. When you do that, so you got x minus 3 times x plus 3 equaling to x plus 1 times x plus 4. Since you cross multiply, you have to FOIL, F-O-I-L, FOIL. So you get x squared plus 3x minus 3x minus 9. These cancel out. This side you get x squared plus 4x plus 1x plus 4. So one side is x squared minus 9. The other side is x squared plus 5x plus 4. Let's get the x squareds on the same side. Whoa, they cancel each other out. So we'll minus 4 this way. We have um, negative 13 equals 5x. So we divide by 5. So x equals negative 13 over 5, like the answer column says right here. Number 12, cross multiply again. These two and these two. Going to have to FOIL. One side is 18. The other side is x squared plus 2x minus 5x minus 10. So we're getting x squared minus 3x minus 10 equaling 18. Can't factor yet because it equals 18, needs to equal 0. So when we minus the 18 over, you get x squared minus 3x minus 28. We need to factor that. That is x minus 7 and x plus 4. So the two answers are 7 and negative 4. Number 4, find WT. This is just like finding XY. You see the colon. If you don't like the colon, you rewrite it out. I'm going to go over here. So you do 4 over W plus 8 equaling 6 over 12 plus T. Still cross multiply. So one side becomes 48 plus 4t. The other side is 6w plus 48 minus the 48 over. And hey, it cancels each other out. So 4t equals 6w. You want w over t. The number on w is the 6, so that goes on the bottom, 4 on top. And this reduces both by 2, so you get 2/3 for your answer. Flip it to 3 over 2, and you are wrong and not even close. You did not set up the proportion like we've been talking about, and I've asked you. Number 14, the mean proportional between 12 and 75. These are your extremes. So when you were looking for your extremes, it's up in the first and in the fourth spot. X squareds go there. You get x squareds equal, cross multiply, you get 900. Take the square root. Anytime you take the square root, you get plus or minus. So x equals plus or minus 30. Number 15, the geometric mean, same thing as means proportion. So these are your extremes. So you got 35 over x equals x over 20. Cross multiply. You get x squared is equal to 700. Take the square root. Nothing goes in the square root of 700. So you get x equals plus or minus square root of 700. You could also see in the answer column that plus or minus 10 root 7 could be the answer, but you don't have to because we haven't simplified square roots yet in our course. We will do that in chapter 9. Number 16, find the fourth proportion of 6, 5, 7. So you want the fourth proportion. So you go 6 in the first spot, 5 in the second spot, 7 in the third, x in the fourth. We cross multiply each other. When we cross multiply, you get 6x is equal to 35 divided by 6, and x equals 35 over 6, and we're done. Number 17, I'm going to go over here. This is number 17. You have the two triangles. You got PRQ and triangle GIH. PR is 8, RQ is 6, PQ is 11, IH is 24. You want to find the perimeter. So you know you have to set up your perimeter. The perimeter has its specialty of the 6 to 24 being the two that you are looking for. So you can say 6 to 24 is equal to 8 over GI, and you can solve, and GI ends up equaling 32. You could do 6 to 24 is equal to 11 over GH. So GH is equal to 100. So then the perimeter is, you got 100, you got 32, you got 24. Oh, I'm sorry, GH is 44. That's my mistake, sorry. GH is 44, not 100. So then when you add it all up, you end up getting 100 for the perimeter. That's my mistake. Apologize. Number 18. 18, you have two quadrilaterals. This side is 6, 6, 4, and 8. Those are all the sides to WRST. So the perimeter of WRST, add it all up, and it's equal to 24. So then you can look at it and be like, okay, that's 24. The perimeter of the other one is 36, so this perimeter is 24. This perimeter is equal to 36. You know the ratio of perimeters is the same as the ratio of sides when you are looking at it. So when we look at it, we can set up the proportion that we need. And we want the longest side, so the longest side has to be against WT, which is AE. So we do, go down here, 24 to 36 as 8 is to x. Solve it, x ends up equaling 12. 19. Mark the angles that you know are congruent. A is to P, B is to N, and then C is to E. You want X, so the double mark across from X, so X is proportional to 8 as, we got this marker here, 4 would be to 3 because it's across from there. 3x is equal to 32. X equals 32 over 3. Done. Number 20. Because these lines right here are parallel, we can use the parallel line rule and solve for x. We can say x is to 7, because they're across from each other, is equal to 8 is to 5. Cross multiply, 5x is equal to 56. X ends up equaling 56 over 5 for the answer. Y, on the other hand, to number 20, is the base for it. So I will use the 7. 7 has to match with the whole length of 12, whereas now y matches with 10. 70 is equal to 12y divided by 12. And when we simplify that, y ends up equaling 35 over 6. There is your first video for the first 20 questions to the Chapter 8 review. Look at next video to proceed on.